Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Emily Baudier, and I'm a sales engineer at Facility Grid. I previously worked for a large engineering firm where I did commissioning for various projects in healthcare, aviation, and more. And throughout those projects, I used Facility Grid to facilitate the commissioning process. So let's go through a quick agenda for today's call. I will be giving a live demonstration of the commissioning software and showcasing a few of the many features Facility Grid offers. And before we get started, just a few quick housekeeping items. We are recording this session and we'll record the session or share the session via email later this week. And we'll leave time for Q&A at the end, but feel free to drop any questions in the chat as we go. And let us know if there's any technical issues, and we'll do our best to help. So Facility Grid is a purpose-built solution to support the quality control and commissioning process. We've been in the business for a long time and have over 90,000 active participants using the software. And it's supported on the web as well as through a mobile app for offline use on Apple iOS, Android, as well as Windows devices. And there are many challenges that occur during projects, and today I want to highlight just a few of those pain points and how Facility Grid solves them. Some common project pain points include a lack of live tracking for test status and asset readiness, no central issue tracking, which can lead to major delays in resolution, and resource-intensive reporting throughout a project. Today I'm going to give a glimpse into how the product solves these challenges. Facility Grid helps clients by digitizing the entire process and ensuring teams can work efficiently in the field. With Facility Grid, I can look into a checklist and understand exactly what's happening before getting to site, so there are no surprises or last-minute findings that equipment isn't ready. Communication is also improved with Facility Grid, allowing project teams to work together and collaborate with ease. This visibility enables problems to be identified early before they turn into major issues that slow down project completion and turnover. So the real power of working with Facility Grid is knowing there is one central source of truth. This allows for improved planning, reduced risk, and a smoother project overall, leading to more confidence upon turnover. And additionally, today I'll introduce a feature of Facility Grid's operational readiness platform that helps mitigate risk on mission-critical projects like data centers, hospitals, and manufacturing plants that involve many steps and require documentation. These projects often struggle with limited visibility into how specific assets are progressing through phases, which can lead to missed or incomplete tasks and major delays at the end of a project. So with that, I'll jump into the product to highlight a few of the features Facility Grid offers. So today we'll be looking at a project in Facility Grid, which is Everwell Regional Hospital. And Facility Grid provides the visibility needed to stay informed and aligned. So there's access to live test statuses and a full record of readiness for assets. Let's take a look at assets in Facility Grid inside of this project. So assets are managed at the equipment level and are linked to an equipment type and or a system. So if we jump into the equipment level, there are live completion percentages for our checklists as well as our functional tests and clear indicators showing when an asset is ready to be functionally tested. So again, we can see our live percentages, how far along our checklists are for each of our assets. And then if we require sign-off, you can see if there has been a sign-off completed for that asset, as well as the progress of a functional test. And then if any documents are linked to that asset, you can see that in this view as well, as well as any photos that are linked to that asset, which I can access by hovering over that also. And then if we want to manage all of our HVAC equipment or specific sectors inside of our project, we can filter by that discipline inside of this view. Just one moment. All right, so if I filter by my HVAC equipment, I can get a clearer picture of progress for all of my HVAC assets so that I can report this back to my project team, owners, stakeholders, etc. So now that we've taken a look at our assets and facility grid, let's go ahead and jump into this air handling unit 4. So when I hop in here, I can see my record for this asset. So I know that it's air handling unit 4 and it was installed early last year and it's set to be commissioned at the end of this month. And then I can see any notes about this unit and that it is in the mechanical room 106 in the hospital. And then I can even access a QR code for this asset that I can print and paste at the equipment so that if this is scanned by a mobile device, it'll take me to this asset record inside of Facility Grid. And then if I open up this module, I can see the fed from and feeding assets for air handling unit 4. So I see that chilled water system and heating hot water system supply this asset, and then this then feeds the VAVs inside of the building. So I can get a quick look at what that asset looks like in the building. And then if I look at my parameters, I'm able to access instance level and type level parameters. So parameters that are linked to all of my air handling units under a type, or just parameters that are linked to one unit, such as air handling unit 4. And I can add as many parameters in this section as I need. So there's unlimited fields for parameters. And then I can even break it down by components, so cooling coil, heating coil, or supply fan wall, just to further organize this information. And down at the bottom is where I get my true record of readiness for this asset. So if I click to the subtask tab, I can see what's been done and what hasn't been done for this asset. So I notice that it's been started up and the pre-functional checklist is in progress. And then if I click over to issues, I can see if there's any outstanding issues that may be holding up moving forward in this or with this asset. So it looks like I have an open issue regarding BMS wiring that is exposed, and that needs to be closed out before I can move on. And then if I look at my checklist tab, I can see the live percentage complete of this checklist. So it looks like it's about 95% complete, but not 100%. And we're waiting on sign off. So this asset is not yet ready for functional testing. And then as I can see, this functional test has not been started yet. And then if there were any open issues, I could access this here as well. Then within our documents tab, it looks like all of the required documents have been uploaded for this asset. So we have our startup, our submittal, etc. And then I can even see when this was linked and by whom, so that I know who tagged those documents to this asset. So with this feature, teams avoid having to scroll through spreadsheets, emails, and meeting minutes to manually determine whether an asset is ready for testing or if more time is needed before mobilizing a team to site. So when it comes to some time to confirm how ready an asset is for acceptance and turnover, Facility Grid provides a complete verified record, everything needed in one place to move forward with confidence. So now I'll move to this second thing I want to go over today, which is the issues log in Facility Grid. So if I navigate to the issues log, I can access all my issues for a project in this module. So Facility Grid centralized real-time issue tracking and reporting eliminates delays caused by issues getting lost in email chains or spreadsheets, ensuring critical items never hold up acceptance or turnover. Issues are always top of mind for stakeholders, and this is where all project issues can be accessed. And because the issues log updates in real time, on past projects, teams were able to upload issues directly from the field during test days. And as soon as an issue was logged, the assigned contractor could respond and resolve it immediately. So this streamlined communication and dramatically reduced the time required for issue closeout. So you can filter your issues by issues created by me or assigned to me, but today I want to do a custom filter to prepare for a meeting with my electrical contractor. So I'm going to filter by my open issues and then issues assigned to my electrical contractor, and it'll condense my view of issues that are open and assigned to that responsibility. And then I can bring this up in my meeting, or I can PDF a short or a detailed report of these open issues, as well as export it into an Excel sheet if needed. And then I'm curious about this issue number 184, so let's go ahead and open it up. So it looks like our exhaust fan 2 on this project is not powered and does not run when it's commanded from the BAS. And this is high priority because it seems to be holding up our functional test for this item. And I can see that it was reported last week and the resolution due date is early next week. And then I'm able to assign or see who's assigned to this issue. So it looks like the electrical contractor is assigned to this issue, and Robert Bird will additionally be getting notifications on the status of this issue. And then to talk about issue notifications in Facility Grid, Facility Grid keeps teams informed with customizable email notifications whenever issues are created, updated, or resolved. And notifications can be sent immediately, daily, or weekly, depending on preference, ensuring everyone stays aligned and progress never fails. So then I can look at some images that support my issue as well. Then down at the bottom is where the responses are inside of an issue. So it looks like Warren Butcher responded earlier this week and said that he's troubleshooting exhaust fan 2 and it should have power by today. So now I know that this issue is getting worked on and hopefully will be resolved soon. So ultimately, real-time issue tracking keeps projects moving forward, eliminating bottlenecks and ensuring a faster, smoother path to completion. So now I'll move on to the third thing I wanted to discuss today, which is continuous and final reporting in Facility Grid. So Facility Grid brings all project data together and transforms it into clear, actionable dashboards on this status overview page. And these dashboards provide a high-level view of project progress and allow teams to drill down into specifics. So whether you're tracking issues, managing checklists, or monitoring functional tests, this visibility allows you to provide a quick status update or prepare materials for meetings. And these charts are click-through, so you can open up the open issues or closed issues, etc. And you can also PDF these charts or pull them into reports. So I can see off the bat, it looks like I have 73 open issues, and majority of those issues are assigned to my mechanical contractor and controls contractor. And then it looks like Air Handling Unit 4 has the most open issues on this project, so that asset might need a little extra attention. And then if I click over to my test tab, I can see that I have a lot of checklists that are outstanding. And it looks like my mechanical contractor is getting through those checklists quicker and has the most checklists done. So maybe my mechanical assets may be ready for functional testing before my other assets in this project. So now I want to go over to another powerful reporting tool in Facility Grid, which is the checklist details page. So if I navigate to the checklist page and go to details, it opens up this view, which I am able to select 2 roles inside of here and look at the checklist breakdown for my assets. I'm going to do a quick filter here, and then today I want to look at my mechanical contractor and my electrical contractor. So this module really removes emotion from discussion around checklist completion. And I'm able to see a breakdown of questions and incomplete questions per each responsibility. So if we look at Air Handling Unit 4, it looks like the mechanical contractor has 4 questions left, but the electrical contractor is finished with this checklist. And then if I look down at our water heater, I can see that the electrical contractor has about 6 incomplete questions, and the mechanical contractor has 20 out of 28 total. So the remaining 2 questions must be assigned to others in the project. But yeah, I could see a full breakdown of how many questions they have outstanding, and then even percentages of how far along they are on their portions of the checklist. And then if I want to see sign off, you can access that in this module as well. And this module is able to be pulled into Excel for further exporting and reporting. So now I want to go to the third thing with this reporting is the report section inside of Facility Grid. So oftentimes teams spend weeks compiling information at the end of a project into a report, and Facility Grid automates final commissioning reporting, which saves your team time by pulling your project information together into a PDF report based on ASHRAE Guideline 0. So this report template can be customized as needed. So as you can see, we have all of our sections, our appendices, etc. And I can move any of these around per preference or even jump into a module and add any text or link any documents or subtasks that will pull into my PDF report as well. And I also want to mention that this PDF report will have a table of contents that is hyperlinked, so you can navigate to each of your headers and your sections easily with the click of the table of contents. So no need to scroll through your 1,000-page document for looking for something specific after a project is complete. And then I can also create a custom report inside of this module. So if I just want to create a report that'll pull together all of my issues from a project, I can go to custom report, pull in the issues log as well as a cover page, add any necessary text to that, and then rename it to checklists. And then I can generate that report and it'll pull up a PDF that has all of my checklist information printed, all my questionnaires, everything accessible inside of that PDF. So super easy way to just pull together PDFable reports to share within your project team. So continuous and final reporting are effortless with Facility Grid, keeping the entire project team aligned and ensuring deliverables are produced accurately and on time. So that concludes the 3 challenges that I wanted to address. So now I'm going to pivot to talk about the closeout tracker inside of Facility Grid. So I'm now in a project called Terabyte Data Center, which is an operational readiness project inside of Facility Grid. And I have a closeout tracker open. So during construction projects, there's commonly a lack of visibility into asset and task progress, making it difficult to catch issues early before they become major delays. When asset information, documents, and status live across spreadsheets, emails, and different teams, it's hard to understand what's truly complete versus still in progress. So the closeout tracker is designed to address this challenge. It allows teams to manage the entire project within a single module. So across the top are activities that make up the workflow. So installation, testing, documentation, review, approvals, all configured to match how your team actually works. And then down the side are systems or asset within your project. And for each one, it's easy to see what's complete, what's under review, what's missing, and whether there are outstanding issues. So this makes it easy to identify if a specific asset is holding back a task or a phase from being completed. And this dashboard updates automatically as the project team completes checklists, logs issues, and uploads documents from the fields. So again, I can see all of my information across my phases and tasks for each of my assets. And I can even open up an asset type and see my individual pieces of equipment, a critical status if they're marked as critical assets. And then additionally, I can see a live percentage of checklists that are linked to these tasks as well. And then even if I have any documents added or if there are any issues that are open for an asset. So advanced filtering inside the closeout tracker further improves visibility. So if there's a need to check the status of all my critical assets, I can filter by that, and I'm able to condense my view to only seeing the assets that are critical for this project. And then once a phase or a level is complete, I can filter by my documents that are still needed. So that'll open up a view where I can see that I'm missing some documentation for some of my assets across my phases. So it looks like I'm missing a factory witness test for my air handling units, as well as my crack units, and then some additional documents are missing throughout the project as well. And then lastly, I can filter by documents that are ready for review. So documents that have been uploaded but not yet reviewed. I can see that I have some documents that are uploaded, and it looks like I have O&M manuals and warranty letters that need to be reviewed, as well as maybe some startup reports inside of this project. So instead of chasing spreadsheets or requesting updates from the project team, The closeout tracker provides a real-time view of readiness, not just for a single asset, but across an entire project. And that is all I wanted to cover today. I appreciate you joining, and I'd be happy to answer any questions, so please drop them in the chat. And then if this session sparked your interest, feel free to reach out and request a demo. We'd love to continue this conversation. So I'll go ahead and take a look at the chat. So it looks like a question came through during the presentation. Is it possible to integrate Facility Grid with other applications like Microsoft Power BI? Yes, this is possible, and many of our clients do this today. And then there's also a question of how do you get to the closeout tracker from the main screen? So once I'm in a project, I can see the closeout tracker on the left-hand side, and it's a menu item right here. So I'll just click into that, and it'll bring up my closeout tracker for that project. And then a couple other questions. Can I upload images when responding to an issue? Yes, when you're responding to an issue, you can upload an image inside of that issue, as well as any documents that may be needed. And does the closeout tracker update live when things are pulled in the project? Yes, if you update any of your statuses or add an issue, the closeout tracker will update live. All right, and I just wanted to thank you again for joining today. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out if you'd like a demo. My information is on the slide, and appreciate your time today. Have a great weekend. Thank you.